I am making a hook for a YouTube video. I was going to do it outside, but I can't get my back door open because it's frozen shut. It's 21 degrees, and y'all have the attention span of things that have small attention spans. Today, I am going over 3 of the games I played yesterday in my local TGC tournament. Things should be faster. My hook messed up because the heater turned on and the heater is really loud. What I was going to finish saying was I'm playing 3 games today. A Charizard deck with alternatives, a Urshifu deck, and a Chimpao deck with a special 4th game at the end that y'all should really check out because I replay the game that gives me the most trouble. I re-challenge that player and I get lots of good feedback on the game and my gameplay, even if it's a bad matchup. Why I'm making this video is so I can go back and look over my games so I can learn and get better, and I can bring these videos to you, the player base, who can tell me better than I know because you're experienced players, or you can ask questions if you're as inexperienced as me. So let's get into it. Alright, this is my first game playing a Mr. Steven, a great guy who's been in the card collecting business for a bit, so I've gotten and been able to trade several cards from him to complete my 151 master set. He's here playing a Charizard deck, but not the meta version. It's got some twists. He's playing one of his favorite Pokemon, the Arcanine, so let's see how this plays out. Starts out with an Entei in the item searching Mew, draws for turn. He places a Charmander out of his hand and uses a Battle VIP to pull a Growlithe and a Pidgey. Uses a Fleet Footing. He switches the Mew into the active so he can search for items. He attaches an energy for a turn to his Entei. Got a lot of bench face queuing up for an attack. I draw for turn. Drop a Colress so I can start getting my Lost Zone going. 2 cards in the Colress. I drop a Radiant Greninja and a Giratina V. I think I drop another Comfy right here. No, I use Radiant Greninja ability to pull 2 cards. And here I'm just doing my routine, get some Comfies down, use abilities to really collect some cards and get that Lost Zone building up. There's nothing I'm too worried about here because while his Entei is ready to swing, I'm not too worried about losing a Comfy, so I'm just trying to set up. I jet that energy forward so in order for me to use my Abyss Seeking attack just to keep padding out my Lost Zone and collecting cards. That just put me at 5. In his turn, he puts down that Forest Sealstone, which allows him to search his deck for a card he's looking for. I'm not sure what he pulled out, but he puts down another Charmander and evolves to his Arcanine. He evolves his other Charmander to a Charmeleon and searches for more items, but again comes out with nothing. He attaches another energy for turn, so Entei is ready and primed to start attacking, and he passes his turn. I draw for turn, using my Radiant Greninja's ability, because the logic is, if I pull something I don't want to keep, it's more statistically sound that I don't have to put anything in Lost Zone in case I want those cards, and then I follow up with my Comfies, back to getting that Lost Zone good and full. Like I said before, doing Comfies, this should put me at 7, which allows me to follow up with the Mirage Gate later on and really get some energy going and swinging for attacks. I roped my Comfy out knowing his Entei would come in, but that's okay because I know it can't knock me right now. Pull an energy, Mirage Gate, getting some energy going. My logic here is I split the 2 energy between my current and my second just in case he does swing for a knock anytime soon. I could evolve up and hit for a Lost Abyss, I'm going to call it. Oh, but I drop a path right beforehand. But then I hit that Lost Abyss, knocking out that Entei, getting rid of the 2 energy. And then I rescind my earlier decision to get the other one going, because without a proper attacker and no foreseeable future if I'm setting one up, I'm really good to go, so I leave it in the active. Too easy. He pushes up an Arcanine, priming that as a main attacker. I don't think it's the best idea. He gussed me though. Yeah, because I'm not quite at ready to one hit, but I'm a psychic. I'm a 3rd energy away from still hitting for 280 for knock if I wanted to. And I should have a jet or something, or hell, I'll have a jet or something. That's what I do here. Get the 10th Lost Zone card in there, so it allows me for that 1-hit KO, and I can just retreat into it if I needed to. Here, I want to make what I'm going to call a mistake. It really isn't. I choose to Lost Abyss rather than use that extra ability, which forces me to find more energy later on rather than hold that energy. Which would just be more efficient if I just didn't get rid of that energy right now, but it doesn't really change the outcome of the game much. I go for the 1-hit KO again, getting rid of the split energy. The reason I do that with the psychics is because I'm holding some and I'm not sure where I'm going to find my next grass energy, so that works the best for me. He actually finds a item this time. He's going to Ultra Ball and evolve his Charizard. He isn't thinking about the path to the peak here. He does successfully evolve, but he doesn't get to use that ability to get that energy going. But he doesn't want to lose his setup though, so he does go ahead and evolve despite not being able to use that ability. Attaches return, planning for the future. I draw for turn. Attach that energy I need for that 1-hit KO. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch in the Cram so I can 1-hit that Mew, which prevents him from getting any special items he needs to get stuff going. And because Cram has a ability, that means if I have 4 or more in the Lost Zone, I get to ignore the energy cost, which allows that 110 KO to that 70 HP Mew. Now all I have to do is, on the next turn, switch my V-Star into the active and take that 1-hit KO. He does, but he makes it easier for me by getting that knockout on my Cram. You know, I'm not sure if there's necessarily a better way to go about things, because he does evolve his Pidgeot there, which would have been a gun, but he isn't running any way to get rid of that path. So he makes it a bit easier for me by getting that Cram Knock and allowing me to follow up with that instant KO, getting me my last prize card and for a game. Now, any feedback? Because it's a homebrew deck, I'm never going to be like harsh or very criticism. He's playing for fun in a local game shop and he's having a good time playing with Pokemon he likes. If he wanted to go and play at a higher tournament, which, and let's be straight, this guy has more experience than me. I have no place to actually be talking down or up to him, but like peer-to-peer, my advice, if he wanted to be more competitive, this deck would be to drop the Arcanines or the Enteis, allowing him space for Lost Vacuums or Pokestops or other arenas that allows him to get rid of my Path to Peaks that really just shuts down those 3 main abilities, that Pidgeot Search, that Charizard energy, and the Fleet-Footed. But if he's having a good time having fun with this deck, you know, he needs to keep doing that. But that is my first game. So I'm back at the snowy window. I decided that I'm going to break this video into 3 parts or 4, depending on how the games go, because I just spent a long time cutting down the first game, and that's almost 10 minutes that the first game took. And it is not sustainable for me to make a 30 to 45-minute video and expect everyone to watch it. I'd rather cut it up in pieces, have people come and choose the games they want to see out of those, and then maybe in the future me only presenting the most interesting game out of the three, because there's a lot of editing for me to do among the other projects I want to work on. So if anyone has any feedback on it, I would love to have it. But that concludes my first video with my against the Charmander Arcanine deck. Thanks for watching.